Being single can feel incredibly lonely, especially if it's been a long time since you had a good date and you're not feeling very hopeful about the idea of love. You look around and you see all the couples and you can't help but wonder, when is it gonna happen for me? And what am I doing wrong? But the unfortunate truth is that the more lonely you feel, the more likely you're gonna be to just perpetuate that loneliness, because the people who find love are usually not the ones sitting around feeling bad about being single, but rather they're the ones actively engaging in the world and in their life and connecting with the people around them and feeling content about who they are. Loneliness does not invite love. Love invites love. And so before you can expect to receive the love of someone else, you want to get deeply connected to the love that is already inside of you and be expressing that in your life so the people who are looking for love can feel that in you and they can know that you're the one they're looking for. So in today's video, I'm gonna share how to go from feelings of loneliness to feelings of love so you can be the person you wanna be in your life and you can attract the love that you so deeply deserve and that you've been waiting so long for. Before we get started, please subscribe to this channel and hit the bell so you get notified about new videos when they're released. Thanks so much for watching today. Sending you lots of love wherever you are. And let's dive in. Now, the first thing I want to speak into in today's video is the idea that you got to love yourself enough to not punish yourself for being single. Now, I know you might even hear that and you might say, well, I'm not punishing myself for being single, but I want you to think about this. If you are suffering because you're single, then on some level, you've made a decision that I will not be happy until I have another person in my life. And the message that you're sending yourself underneath that is that without someone in my life, I do not deserve to be happy. Without someone in my life, I am not worthy of happiness. And without someone in my life, I am not lovable. And we suffer because of our singleness, and unconsciously we assume that somehow our suffering is gonna help bring that person into our life. But it doesn't. It only further disconnects us from it. And so what I'm speaking about here is simply a choice to allow yourself to be happy regardless of your relationship status. If you don't meet someone this year, you will be happy. If you never meet someone, you will be happy because you deserve that regardless of if someone is in your life or not. You love yourself enough to give yourself that gift regardless of if someone is in your life or not. You are making the decision to no longer let singleness or the fact that there is an absence of a partner in your life be a reason to be unhappy. You are no longer allowing that to steal your joy from you. And the reason you are no longer allowing that to steal your joy from you is because you recognize that you are inherently worthy enough to be happy. And the absence of a partner doesn't change that. And as you step into this, as you step into, I am happy just because I exist. I am happy just because I love who I am. As you step into that, you are stepping into the context that will invite love into your life. Now look, you can be perfectly happy, completely blissed out, in love with who you are, in love with your life, and be sitting at home alone on your couch and never meet anyone. Okay, so yes, it is vitally important that you give yourself the gift of your happiness. But then it is also very important that you get up out of your house and express that in the world. And something I share with all my clients is to get clear about what your passion is and follow your passion. So whatever that is, if it's hiking or mountain biking or swimming or fitness or health or nutrition or spirituality or yoga or church or movies or art or music or whatever it is, right? Whatever lights you up, whatever inspires you, whatever gets you excited, whatever you love to do, you've got to recognize that there are thousands and thousands of other people in the world that also love those same things. And when you give yourself the opportunity to get out there and start exploring with the things you love in different environments, and you find groups of people who are doing those things, and you join them, and you get involved, and you participate, and you share your gifts, right? Because when you're following your passion, you are going to find yourself in environments where you have the opportunity to share the things that are very unique to you, where you have the opportunity to share your very best with people, where people can see you and experience your best, where they can experience your gifts and your light and your love and your joy, doing the things that you love, being in environments that you love. And people get to see that in you. They get to experience that from you. And that is the way that somebody is gonna fall in love with you. They're not gonna fall in love with you when you're sitting around bumming out about how lonely you are. But when you're out in the world, actively engaged with something you're passionate about, and you are shining your light, you are in the perfect place for someone to see you and go, who the hell is that? I need that person in my life. So the second thing I want you to really let in here is find ways to express your passion and find communities or areas where people are gathered around something you love. Get involved with that. Share your gifts in that. Explore your passion. Let people see you. Let people experience that from you. It is not only going to lead you to a partner, which it likely will if you do this, but it's going to give you a thriving experience of life. And that is really the most important thing. The most important thing is to be thriving in your life. And when you're thriving, love is never that far away. Now, as you're out in the world expressing your passion and sharing your gifts and meeting lots of people who love the same things you do, it is so important to let go of this need to get into a relationship. So you want to drop the whole going out to places and looking around like, who do I like, or who likes me, or what should I say, or how do I get them to like me? Like, you want to really let all of that go. Let go of the need to make anything happen, to get anyone to like you, to have any kind of interaction. Like, let go of the need for anything to happen and accept what is happening. And I always say, don't even worry about if you meet men or women, or if you meet the kind of person you're looking for or someone you're attracted to or not. Like, focus more on making friends and seeing everyone as your equal than finding the person you like and putting them on a pedestal and trying to impress them and get them to like you. Like, that is never, ever going to work for you. But when you can show up present and connected and relating with everyone like they're your equal, and the person that you're not attracted to is the same as the person you're attracted to, and you treat them both the same way, and you don't need so much from people, it's highly likely that people are gonna start to want more with you. And when they feel that neediness, like you need them to like you or you need something to happen, it's almost impossible that they're gonna feel that way about you. And like I said, don't worry about if you meet men or women or whoever, like, just be open to whatever connections present themselves. Like, let's say you go out somewhere, and let's say you're a woman who's interested in meeting a man, right? So you go out somewhere and you're only focused on the men and you're basically not even paying attention to the women. Okay, well, let's say that maybe none of those men were right for you. But let's say one of those women had a brother who's perfect for you. And if you had made a friendship with that woman, you might have gotten invited to her 4th of July party and met her brother, and now you fall in love and live happily ever after. But because you were so short-sighted and you were only focused on getting what you wanted right now, rather than playing the long game, which is something I've spoken about in another video, right? But rather than building up a network and a community and a thriving social life and making deep connected friendships and finding people that you relate with in real authentic ways, regardless of if it's a man or a woman, right? But you're just open to connection in whatever way it shows up, and you don't need it from anyone. You're just open to where it is readily available and willing to be received and reciprocated. Whether that's with a woman, whether it's with a man, it doesn't matter. It's just whoever's around. And you build these friendships and you build these heartfelt connections. And then you get invited to things and you go out to new places and meet new people. And the friends that you make introduce you to their friends, and their friends introduce you to their friends. And before you know it, you have a thriving social life. And you have a network of people where there is never a shortage of people to meet. There is never a scarcity of where you might meet someone or how you might meet someone, because you know people and you're constantly doing new things and meeting new people. And when you live your life in this way, expressing your passion, deeply connecting authentically with people, not because you need or want something from them, but just because it's your joy in the moment to do so. This is the energy you bring that people will fall in love with. And I promise you, you do not have to make this happen, because when you live your life this way, it will happen on its own. When you live your life this way, your person will find their way into your life, and you will not have to force them or manipulate them to fall in love with you. They will just love you because you're amazing, and you're allowing them to see how amazing you are. And you're not trying to push anything on them. You're just being you and letting them come to you in your environment, in your time, in a place where you feel amazing, around people that you love to be with, where your gifts can be openly expressed and received. This is the way to create love. So drop the attachment, drop the need for something to happen, drop the need to meet your person today, and go out there and try to make an authentic connection with another human being. And let that connection be the thread that leads you to the next connection, and the next connection, and the next connection. And don't worry about how or when you're gonna meet the right person. Just be in love with your life as you're living it right now. That's how you do it. That's how you invite love into your life. Now, in this video, I have shared with you the clear and simple process to go from loneliness to love. And what I've really shared with you in this video is the process to manifest and invite love into your life. But I'm also very aware that as you go and you try to do this in the world, you are probably going to struggle with it. Because the fact is that you have deeply ingrained patterns that you've been relating with for a long time. These are very automatic and you will fall into them very easily. You have fears and you have insecurities that are going to get triggered. And these fears and insecurities, when triggered, are going to cause you to revert to these old patterns because these old patterns make you feel safe. And what I'm talking about here is largely outside of at least most people's comfort zones, and largely will involve some challenge in actually putting it into practice. So while I know this works, and while I've seen many of my clients have incredible success with this, while I experienced this myself, as well as my wife, and this is the exact process that led us to each other, I understand that the practical application of this, while simple, is not easy. And that we all have wounds and fears and insecurities that are going to become barriers in truly being our most authentic self and being able to live this in the world. And that very reason is why I've created the Inspired Love Program. One of the most commonly reported results from the Inspired Love Program that the graduates say is this very transformation that I'm talking about here. The ability to live this way, freely, openly, connecting authentically without attachment. This is the number one thing that graduates of the Inspired Love Program report. And there's a very high success rate for those people actually ending up in healthy and secure relationships long term. So if you know that that healing needs to occur, if you know that you're ready to heal the pain and the disappointment and the frustration and the rejection of the past and open up to a future filled with love, if you know that you're ready for that, if you feel that in your heart, then go to inspiredloveprogram.com, where you can learn some more about the program. You can see the session outlines and the modules. You can read testimonials from past students. And when you're ready, you can apply for the program on that page. So thanks so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate you being with me. As always, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, drop a comment, share it with someone who needs to see it. The more people we can get this to, the more people we're going to serve and contribute to. Thank you for being with me today. Sending you so much love on your journey. Hopefully I'll see you in the Inspired Love Program. Lots of love and all the best.